that it wants during a second Trump term, such as expanding presidential powers and cracking down on abortion rights. Joining us now is former advisor to Vice President Mike Pence, Olivia Troy. Hi, Olivia. So what do you think about Trump distancing himself from Project 2025, given the fact that former officials that were in his administration are part of this? Do you believe him?
Hi, Pam. Well, no. I mean, look, this is preposterous. If you look at the collaborators and the authors of this plan, a lot of these people came from directly people that served in Trump's cabinet during his administration. There are people that I worked with, I sat in policy meetings with. A lot of these people were senior administration officials, whether it be Johnny McEntee was in charge of staffing for presidential personnel, or whether it be Stephen Miller, who's behind the scenes pulling the strings on this as well. But you've got Ben Carson listed in here. You have the former Deputy Secretary of DHS, the acting secretary, Ken Cuccinelli in here writing about immigration in DHS. I mean, and then Ben Carson, come on, he's been out there on the campaign trail with the president. So I think this is just ludicrous. But I think what this is telling us is that Donald Trump knows that what is written in this plan is so extreme that it is damaging to his possibility of getting elected. And that's what he's concerned about.
So Project 2025, for those who don't know, is over 900 pages long, but it does give very specific instructions on how to replace federal jobs with political appointees, dismantle the Department of Education and other federal agencies, expand executive power, and ban the abortion pill, mifepristone, nationwide. Is this, a winning strategy for conservatives?
No, I don't think so. I mean, look, I am a conservative-leaning individual. I'm a lifelong Republican. But when I think of the traditional tenets of the GOP, I think of fiscal conservatism. I think of individual liberties. And quite honestly, if you go through and really read through this plan, this is complete overreach by the federal government on our individual liberties. And I just want to be clear to women and men who support women and our individual right to health care. I know that we all have differing views on it. I certainly lean conservative on it, but there's language in here that says, liberal states have become sanctuaries for abortion tourism. That is how this document is written. And so when you think about policy meetings in the Trump administration, should that happen again? Should he come back to office? I want people to view the type of language that's going to be said in these meetings, because to me, tourism doesn't enter my mind when I think about women who are having trouble giving childbirth, who are actually leaving states right now to be able to access health care. I don't think about that as tourism. And this is the type of rhetoric that is in this document, but I think people need to be paying attention because they're not messing around when it comes to this. And we should believe them. And so, to that president of the Heritage Foundation, which, by the way, is a think tank that I used to go to, especially as a college student and in my summer internships, and as someone who worked at the RNC, I used to go there and take some of their courses and attend some of their summits. When he says that it's, if the left stays silent, it's not just the left that has a problem with this, Pamela. It's people, moderate conservatives like myself, who take a look at some of the extreme language in here when it either healthcare again, or whether it comes to immigration, whether they're talking about law enforcement and how they're going to use federal law enforcement in local states and local cities and states with no oversight, because there's limited oversight when they do that. They've learned all the lessons during the first Trump term. And that is what is frightening here. And so I think we need to be paying attention to this, and no amount of distancing by Donald Trump should be believed, because the authors and the collaborators are all part of this operation that's been behind him from even the first terms of this administration. So how can they deny that? I sat in these policymaking meetings with these people. I know what they're capable of.
That is why we value your insights and your perspective on this really important topic. Olivia Troy, thank you so much for your time.